The trip from Cape Town to Pretoria was a welcome change of scenery. Where Cape Town still had its cool coastal breeze, Pretoria greeted us with warmer skies and a crisp late winter freshness. Perfect bonsai weather. The BRAT Day, hosted by Pretoria Bonsai Kai at their regular meeting venue, the NG Church in Dickinson Avenue, Waverley, on the 30th of August 2025 kicked off with excitement. BRAT, short for Bonsai Regional Association of Transvaal, together with Pretoria Bonsai Kai, brought the community together for a day filled with artistry, inspiration and transformation. The exhibition was nothing short of spectacular. The displays boasted with an incredible mix of deciduous and evergreen trees, with plenty of color from flowering species. The azaleas quickly became the crowd's favorites, stealing the spotlight with their vibrant blossoms. Not far behind was the tea bush specimens, powerful, refined, masterfully groomed. Add to that a strong variety of trees on show, and it was clear that this was one of those events you couldn't afford to miss. The day's program featured talented artisans, each bringing their own creative flair and technical skill to the stage. Watching them work was like stepping into a masterclass on bonsai craftsmanship.
My name is Stefan. I'm from Spekboom Bonsai Kai. I've been doing bonsai for 15 plus years. So yes, today I'm going to do a juniper, like a boring juniper. But I'm going to see if I can set all the branches, and I'm going to repot. So what I did, I'm actually using an oversized pot, because one of the golden rules of a juniper is you don't repot and work on top simultaneously. So I'm just going to slip pot it into another pot that I made myself, baked in a wood oven kiln. So I think it will be nice. This is a raft, so I'm going to keep it a raft, but I think it's now time to get all the branches in place. Actually, I'm kind of angry with myself. I was so eager to get going this spring. So I started repotting and I started styling, and every time I put the tree down, I said, this could have been a very good artisan. This could have been a very good artisan. So at the end of the day, I only had this juniper left that I can work with. But I think I can make it work.
My name is Richard, and today I'm representing Spekboom Kai. I'm going to be working on a wild olive that was collected from Moodin, which is near Newcastle in KZN. It was collected by BRAT Simon a couple of years ago. He's never worked on the tree. He's got too many trees, like most of us. So I was lucky that he offloaded this one on me. I think because he didn't know what he was going to do with it. When it was collected, it was just literally like a pole. I've already taken off a layer of wood. There were no roots on it at all, but the roots are pretty healthy. There's a lot wrong with this tree. There's very little right with the tree. But there's something that I like about it. The best redeeming feature is this deadwood over here, but it's on the wrong side of the tree. So what I want to do is move the deadwood to the other side of the tree. And that's going to be my front over there. So from this side here, I'm going to remove everything on this side. I'm going to remove most of the deadwood. I'm going to move this piece of deadwood over. I'm going to carve a little bit, and I'm going to be left with pretty much 3 little pads. I've made a pot to put it into. I don't know if it's going to work, so I've got a backup pot. And that's it. I'm certainly hoping that when I leave, I will leave with less tree.
Ek is Foster, hier van Pretoria Bonsai Kai. I've been doing bonsai since 2007. My first mentor was Charles, and this tree actually belonged to him. And in 2016, my wife went and did a beginner's course with Charles, basically just to have that experience with Charles. He was getting older, and she just wanted to go. So he usually sent you a mail with a list of trees. I went to him, he knew my wife was coming, and I said to him, listen, have you got a juniper for me? He's like, and he picked out this tree and he said, yeah, okay, $500. And I bought the tree, gave it to my wife to do the beginner's course. When he saw me again, he's like, are you freaking crazy? Why did you give that tree to your wife? She's a beginner. I was like, oops, I thought you knew. But ever since 2016, it's just been standing in our garden. I'm more of a indigenous species guy, an indigenous styles guy. So I did start wiring this tree a year ago, but that's all I did. I just wired it. I didn't even style it. So most of these wires that are on here at the moment's got to come off. I was originally thinking of doing a cascade thing with this tree, but I don't know. I want to attempt something more classical, Japanesey. So I'm going to pick the tree up like this, and just set all my branches, bring everything closer, make it neater. I will not be able to repot this tree today because I'm going to do quite a bit of work on it. And like Stefan said, I'm going to kill my tree if I do that. So you're going to see it afterwards, still in this ugly bowl. Okay.
My name is Kai Basson. I've been in bonsai professionally since 2016, on a hobbyist level since 2012. And this piece of wood over here is something that's been passed around a couple of owners. Nobody's been really brave enough to really work on it yet, until now. So the plan is basically we want to bring out these deadwood features quite a bit and make the pads a little bit nice and neat and transform this tree dramatically. If you guys are sticking around, we'll be doing a couple of TikTok videos on this, so it's a bit of a passionate project here.
Okay, so my name is Arnold de Beer, and I'll be working on this tree today. And the whole idea is this tree is already mostly formed, but what we want to do is to carve a piece away here to make it nice and natural, as if the tree was battered against the elements or by the elements. We want to get rid of this ugly front thing here, and there's a lot of foliage that can be shaped into little clouds. I want to bring in the foliage a little bit, and then we want to get rid of the awful sight. This is a very long piece that's a bit out of proportion, and we want to take away our eye from this long piece to probably the clouds and the carving. And that's my story.
From carving to wiring, from delicate pruning to bolt cuts, the variety of techniques on display kept the audience hooked. Some trees were reshaped with precise structural styling, while others underwent complete repotting to breathe new life into their design. One of those highlights was a tree carefully placed onto a slab, creating an African-inspired landscape that captured the ruggedness and beauty of the continent. Each artisan worked with raw material that at first glance seemed ordinary, but by the end of the sessions, the transformations were nothing short of breathtaking. You could see the future potential in every tree coming alive right before your eyes. After the artisan sessions, the focus shifted to the three featured speakers, who each brought years of experience and passion to their chosen species. First up was Ian Pringle, a retired geologist who's been in bonsai since 2001. Over the years, he's worked with some of South Africa's top bonsai artists and even started Waterberg Bonsai Club. Ian has a special love for baobabs, finding them easy to grow and endlessly rewarding. His session on baobabs gave us a deeper look at these iconic African giants. Next, we had Peter Bosch, who began his bonsai journey in 2012, thanks to a gifted oak sapling. Since then, Peter has been an active member and a leader in Midway Bonsai Society. His true passion, Spekboom, whether it's the classic form or the rare Aurea variety. Peter has built an impressive collection and loves sharing everything he's learned about this hardy species that's also very versatile. And in closing the day was Christa Vermaak, a Pretoria Bonsai Club member for decades. Christa has been practicing bonsai for about 30 years. As a busy estate agent, bonsai gave her balance, and her passion for flowering bonsai quickly grew. Azaleas became her signature, and her trees have been the highlight of many an exhibition. Her talk was a celebration of colour, and it left the audience in awe. The event was well attended, and the transformation of all the trees from all artisans was simply breathtaking, taking raw stock and shaping it into living works of art right before our eyes. BRAT Day 2025 was a reminder of why we love bonsai, the skill, the patience, and the community that comes together to celebrate this living art form.